Jenny Huerta, Media and Communications Manager for the City of Cedar Park. Thank you for joining me for CPTV 10 News. It's news that matters to you. I'm joining you from the new Costco development here in Cedar Park, set to open later this year. This is exciting news, and it's going to be a great convenience to the people who live here. But did you know how much all of our new shopping and dining options here in Cedar Park actually help our community? Millions of dollars in sales tax revenue stays in Cedar Park, as I'm about to show you.
I have 3 girls. They are 6, 5, and 2.5.
Tiffany Byerly and her family live in Riviera Springs, just inside Cedar Park city limits.
My husband works in construction, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and we homeschool as well, so that keeps us busy.
Byerly goes the extra mile to make sure she is shopping in Cedar Park.
I've heard about shopping local, and I thought that I was shopping local because I didn't realize that the city limits were so close before I had done some research on it. And so now I really am more interested in shopping local and having that money go back into the city.
Because shopping locally helps fund many City of Cedar Park operations, including police, fire, parks, and the library. Plus, it's helped pay for major projects such as Cedar Park Center, better roads, the monument, and Cedar Bark Park out at Veterans Memorial Park, even those internally lit street signs, just to name a few. Mayor Matt Powell has his favorites.
Cedar Park Regional Medical Center, which is of course where my daughter was born, so it always holds a special place in my heart. And there's so many great park projects that we've been able to do, at least partially funded with sales tax dollars. It really helps, I think, our quality of life here.
Mayor Powell says it's allowed Cedar Park to choose its own destiny. City Manager Brenda Evans agrees that families like the Byerlys are making a big impact on the city's bottom line.
Shopping local matters. Those sales tax dollars actually help fund important city programs and services. So when we choose to shop and dine in Cedar Park, we're literally choosing to better our community.
Something that I think a lot of people don't realize is that at the end of the year, at the end of our budget cycle, we take a look at sales tax that's been collected, and if it's beyond what was anticipated, and often it is, we can fund a lot of our one-time items immediately, thereby keeping them off the next year's budget and giving us the opportunity for some property tax relief.
Some of those recent one-time expenditures include library enhancements, updates to the municipal court system, and more park improvements.
Can I have this one?
On this day, the Byerlys have chosen to do some shopping at 1890 Ranch.
We can shop for groceries at Target. I go over to Hobby Lobby and Mardell a lot. My husband loves Academy. We come over here to the movies and to the Nothing Bun Cakes and the Chinese food place over here. We love it. We love it. Charming Charlie's is over here, which I have 3 girls, so we're constantly shopping for for new things and accessories, and we can get it all done here.
So they can spend more time playing.
The splash pads are definitely a big thing.
Hit the brakes, reverse the car.
We love the library. We go to the library all the time.
And when it's time to shop again,
I'm gonna make sure that I got it in Cedar Park.
so now when you see one of these little stickers on the door of a business here in Cedar Park, you know what it's all about. When you're doing your shopping, always make sure you got it in Cedar Park. To see more projects actually funded by your local sales tax dollars, log on to our website, www.shopcp.org. I'm Jenny Huerta, Media and Communications Manager for the City of Cedar Park. Thank you for joining me for CPTV 10 News. It's news that matters to you. Hi, I'm Jenny Huerta, Media and Communications Manager for the City of Cedar Park. Thank you for joining me for CPTV 10 News. It's news that matters to you. I'm joining you from Fire Station Number 1 on Brushy Creek Road here in Cedar Park. This is one of many places our emergency call takers could dispatch for help if you ever call 911. The process of a dispatcher deciding what units to send and the first responders responding to the call takes time. Now we have a new system that could potentially cut that response time in half. as you're about to see.
Cedar Park 911, what's the address of your emergency?
When a 911 call comes in, the last thing the caller and dispatcher want is to put the call on hold.
That can be very trying because you either have to put the person on hold, which is not optimal. Nobody likes to be on hold when they're not on 911, or you're having to try to listen to them at the same time that you're trying to dispatch the call.
Not anymore. This is the voice of change.
911 Quest Parkway, near Discovery Boulevard and East Whitestone Boulevard.
The city of Cedar Park is now using a computer-aided dispatch system that allows dispatchers to stay on the phone with the caller while they send help on the way.
99 red convertible.
In a computer-synthesized voice that is clear and easy for first responders to understand.
As soon as we get the minimum information we need to dispatch the call, meaning the location of the call and the nature of the call entered into the computer-aided dispatching system, the system will tell us which units need to respond to that call, which units are available, which units are closest, and recommend those units for us. And all it requires my dispatchers to do is basically click a button, and the system will automatically tone the fire department to respond to that call.
Cedar Park Brush Truck 4, Cedar Park Exit 4, and 851, unspecified agent code.
And this can mean the difference between life and death.
Well, actually, we're hoping to lower response times. The faster we can get to a medical call, a heart attack, if you can get there in less than 6 minutes and start CPR and have an AED and do that cardio conversion of the heart, the chances of survival greatly increase.
The new system will allow dispatchers to see on a map which fire and police units are where and whether they are available to respond.
Incoming message. Felony vehicle, occupants armed.
It also gives police officers audible alerts, which keeps their eyes on the road instead of on their in-car computer screens. And it allows police to run driver's licenses and even write reports from the convenience of their patrol cars.
And that's a change, from the past, because before we had to contact dispatch and have them run that information and have them print it off and come back to the station just to, look at that data very thoroughly to determine, maybe if additional charges need to be filed or just even getting some information about their past driving record.
It seems the possibilities are endless. Tim Scott, Assistant Director of Information Technology, created and installed the multi-layered system over the course of 3 years.
In the very near future, we have a what'll be called a CAD-to-CAD solution, where we can actually transfer and share information between us and Williamson County.
All in all, this new AutoCAD system is a critical crossroads of communication and efficiency. Wow, it seems they thought of everything with this system. First responders can even use it to access a business's building plans, showing them where the entrances and exits are located, where the gas and electrical shutoffs are, even if any dangerous chemicals are being stored there. All of this from a 911 call. I'm Jenny Huerta, Media and Communications Manager for the City of Cedar Park. Thank you for joining me for CPTV 10 News. It's news that matters to you. Hi, I'm Jenny Huerta, Media and Communications Manager for the City of Cedar Park. Thank you for joining me for CPTV 10 News. It's news that matters to you. I'm joining you from the Cedar Park Sculpture Garden. It was unveiled in October of 2013 and sits just adjacent to our Cedar Park Recreation Center. This sculpture garden features a dozen works by several Central Texas artists, and it's the first of its kind in Central Texas, a sculpture garden that features public art. This is sure to have people talking for generations to come. They say art is subjective, but every work on display at the Cedar Park Sculpture Garden has something in common. Every sculpture here has a story.
Withering in Life kind of started when I was first diagnosed with a chronic illness. It's not bad, but it kind of made me reflect on the position that a lot of people are in when they're kind of living with something like that and having to deal with that.
Kat Quintanilla's feathered friend was inspired by humans and wildlife finding common ground. She says the location for her feathered friend is perfect, and that with the sculpture garden, the city of Cedar Park is writing its own story.
It adds complexity to the tapestry of your community here, which is a very new community. So it doesn't have, real deep histories. And so this is how you build history. You build history by the community putting things together that everyone can share. This is a shared experience.
That was exactly the goal, according to Mayor Matt Powell, who's been working on City Council since 2005 to help increase Cedar Park's arts presence.
I just couldn't be more pleased to be out here, seeing the look on families' faces as they're strolling through here, and I see parents talking to kids, and I know I look forward to doing that myself, saying, what do you see in this piece? And I especially like that it's sculpture because some of them, you could tell what they are, and others are worthy of some discussion. And what does this say to you? And I think that's a good discussion point for multiple people to see what they see in it. And that's part of why art is so wonderful.
Arts Advisory Board Chair Sheila Goodrich agrees. A stroll down Sculpture Lane makes for some good discussion.
I like the family aspect, that families can come. I also like the educational aspect, as a field trip potential or that type of thing, encouraging more art in the community to talk about and experience.
I think it's beautiful. I really like the way they made these rooms. I don't know, they're frames in a way, kind of like a frame to a painting. It's the prettiest one I've seen so far. I guess it's become kind of popular to have sculpture gardens. A lot of cities are now doing it. But this is the most unique one so far that I've seen. They did a really good job.
The name is Reflet du Lac, and it means lake reflection in French.
Hélène Gabrielle said she was surprised and happy that her first sculpture sold at the Cedar Park Sculpture Garden grand opening.
I feel like a little fish in a big pond because all of those people are established artists. And I think after this I'm going to consider myself established. And maybe I'll become a big fish in the big pond too.
The Cedar Park Sculpture Garden indeed features works by major artists, including Craig Blaha, Dan Pogue, and Peter Mangan. Mangan says he sees a bright future for Cedar Park.
I think it's got great potential to grow. And I was talking to one of the other artists here, and I can see after it's been here for a few years, the residents kind of take ownership of it, and then it's their sculpture park. Like right now it's new and might be a little unusual and they'll have to get used to it, but normally when it's been here 3 or 5 years, it'll be just part of the fabric of the community. And I'm very happy to be on this inaugural show for the sculpture park.
You heard correctly that one of the artists actually sold her sculpture at the grand opening of the Cedar Park Sculpture Garden. The artists do have their works for sale here, but have agreed to leave them on display for a period of at least a year. Read more at cedarparktexas.gov/sculpture garden. And be sure to check the box on your water bill each month to help support public art in Cedar Park. I'm Jenny Huerta, Media and Communications Manager for the City of Cedar Park. Thank you for watching CPTV 10 News. It's news that matters to you.